So I've got two different types of beddings here. So we'll put what I believe to be around about 1,000 worms. Look, right about the right number to put into a worm farm. Oh, look at that.
You want to eat lunch?
Feed them, feed them, time to feed them.
That's eggplant, brown rice, kangkong, and hot dog. No more hot dog, I ate it already.
G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden, and I've got a really cool video for you guys today. Yep, the 4,000 worms have arrived. If you've been watching the series, if you haven't watched that, make sure you go back later and check out this series. And we're building a whole new wormery here at Marty's Garden because I stuffed up, I lost a lot of worms, and I've got to build everything back out again so I can get to the stage where we're making really awesome compost. Worm castings are going into the compost, it's going out to customers, and I'm developing a major super garden here at Marty's Garden using compost worms. And that's what I've been doing, compost and compost worms, to get this place absolutely pumping. Now, if you're interested in organic gardening and worm farming, you've been doing this for a while, you're a complete beginner, this is perfect for you because there's so much information in here and really a great story being told, I believe, how I got to set this all back up again because of my not only laziness but a few stuff ups and a few just bit of unlucky things. But we're getting back on track, so I'm super excited. We've got some new beds going into new bedding going into worm farms, got some traditional bedding, setting up the wormery, and we're releasing the 4,000 worms into the worm farm. So if that interests you, keep watching the video. So I've got two different types of beddings here. One is actually an aged grass bale, and it's been sitting outside for months, and there actually were earthworms through this when I was pulling it together. And then I've also got cocoa fibre here, which came with the farm. I've had this farm just sitting there for quite some time. We put some cardboard in the bottom and then just filled it up, and it's actually still really wet and it's soaking. But my favourite bedding out of these two would probably be this one. And then, look, this is the most common stuff you can get, the cocoa peat. And it doesn't have like any balancing, fluctuating pH problems and things like that. Cocoa peat is low in like magnesium, so sometimes adding a little bit of rock minerals and things like that, if you've got it lying around, really helps. And this stuff is just full of like life that's come out of the garden, and be full of like amazing sort of bio life, you know. There'd even be like fungi stuff and everything sort of through all this, and it'd have a lot of bacteria and everything already for the worms start to eat, so it'll make a really good bedding. Now I've got 4,000 compost worms, so I've got to make up 4 trays, but I'm going to make 4 separate worm farms, I believe, because I want to put about 1,000 in each and then build out my wormery, which is going to be around the front. But firstly, let's get the worms into these trays and start building out these worm farms. So we'll put what I believe to be around about 1,000 worms. Look, I'm not going to put them out on a table and split them all up and get exact numbers. I'm just going to look at it and go, oh, that looks right about the right number to put into a worm farm, because who knows, knowing Pete, he's probably given me more than 4,000. So now I can always come back and put more into the farms later. There we go. That'll do the job. Oh, that bedding looks awesome. Let's get these worms in. Oh, look at that. They're all worm balling in the center of that bag there. And I'd say there's more than 1,000 there. I just dropped a couple on the grass, but we'll just get them into the farm. You know, that might be a few more than the other farm. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Pretty similar. I think we've got 3,000 to 2,000 left to go into the other farms. That looks just awesome. So why use two different beddings? Well, firstly, I had the cocoa peat just lying around, and it's the traditional one that everyone uses. It's the one that's available to everyone. And also, I had just an old bale just lying around that's perfect, and I found that over the years, they love that decomposed carbon that's just slowly breaking down, and it stores a lot of moisture. Once it's soaked in, it's trapped in. Now, if you can't get hold of that stuff locally, you can buy sugarcane in bags, and you can use that. Just soak it for a while, because it takes ages for that material to start to break down, or just leave it out in the weather even for a little bit, and it makes an awesome bedding. And it is a change from using just newspaper, cardboard, things like that, and cocoa fiber. But all these types of bedding is okay. Use whatever you've got, what's at your disposal, and do the best you can. Just remember that the more processed that carbon is, the less the quality of your worm casting from eating the bedding is going to come down just a little bit. Just keep that in mind. It's not always just about the food that you're putting in. It's got a lot to do with the bedding that they're eating as well. And if you're using cocoa fiber, a little tip for you, go and get some dolomite. Dolomite actually has as high in magnesium, and it actually helps with the pH fluctuation, things like that, and it provides a little mineral to go into the worm gut to help them process their food. And crush up a few eggshells and put it in the microwave and throw that in as well. That really helps with grit, because they need that in their gut to process the food. So I ended up with 3 worm farms. I'm doing one with 2 levels, another at a single level, and another at another single level. And these 2 have both got the different bedding. So one's got the material from the bale, and the other one's got the cocoa fiber. And the 2 that are too high are just actually from the bale as well. So I'll keep you updated on those, on how they're going. I've put them into the farms, and they've been released, as you've seen in the video. Give them a little bit of the superfood and just a little bit of water, and wet them down, get them ready. So I'm going to let them sit for a few days, let them sort of settle in, and then I'm going to start adding some things to these worm farms to improve the castings, to improve their health, and to improve the liquids and things that are coming out here, out of the bottom, so I can use them around the garden to help grow explosive plants. If you're enjoying the show, you're enjoying the Aussies, enjoying the video, I'm going to leave a card around. There'll be some stuff, links in the description towards ebooks, different videos, things like that, and you can learn a lot about worm farming here at Marty's Garden. Give us a big thumbs up if you haven't already, and we'll see you at the next video real soon. We've got some gardening stuff coming up. Things are just a little bit slow at the moment with the gardening because the weather's been so bad and it's a bit hard to get out and about, but it's happening, it's coming forward, and yeah, lots of stuff going on here, even in this crappy weather. All right, have a great day, happy gardening, and we'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.